This is part one of the bed mobility series that talks about the height of the bed and how it impacts you from getting in and out of the bed. So how do you know if your bed is too high? So looking at these pictures, there's one thing you can do. You can back up all the way to the bed and then sit down. If just your buttocks is on the bed, then your bed is too high. Now, if you back up all the way to the bed and when you sit down, you see that your thigh and your buttocks is fully supported on the bed, then your bed is at a good height. Another thing to look at is when you're fully backed up to the bed, you've sat down and your thighs are fully supported. In both scenarios, if you're sitting in a high bed or a lower bed, you look at the distance from your foot to the floor. And if there's a huge gap between your foot and the floor, quite a bit of distance, your bed's too high. Then if you look at this picture here, there's not that much distance between your foot and the floor, and that looks like a good height for you. Now here's a scenario when you go to sit down on the bed and your bed is too high. I want you to first see what's going on. Now you see, when the bed's too high, you go sit down, you're sitting essentially on the edge of the bed, and there's a tendency to slip off the bed. And anybody that's had this experience, it's a very scary situation to be in, especially if it's hard for you to stay up. So that is one indication that your bed is too high and the need to lower it. When your bed is too high, when you're scooting into the bed, you'll find that you'll need a lot more arm strength and a lot more arm work to scoot back into the bed. And let's take a look at this video. So you see, as he's scooting, he's still using his feet a little bit, but then as he scoots further back, he can't use his feet anymore, and he has to use all of his arms. Now let's take a look at the next video where the bed is lower. And you'll be able to see that he can use his feet. He gets his feet back, pushes with his feet, scoots back, and he's there in one swoop. So here he distributes the effort between his feet and his arms. So a step stool is, although it may seem practical initially, it is really a fall hazard and it's not recommended. So the best option really is to lower your bed and don't use a step stool. So how do we lower the bed? Well, there's three components that affect the height of your bed. There's the mattress, there's the box springs, and then there's the bed frame. And all three of those add up to your bed height. So the first thing that we may look at is your mattress, because that has the biggest differential in height. It can be 11 inches thick or it can be up to 18 inches thick. So that would make the greatest impact in the height of your bed. But that's the last thing we typically look at, because people, when they buy their mattress, there's a certain kind of mattress that they're looking at that's comfortable for them, and it's very expensive. So the last thing we want to look at is the mattress, unless, of course, you happen to be getting a new mattress anyways, and then that would be a discussion you would have with your therapist. So the first thing we look at is the bed frame in terms of lowering your bed. This is the cost-free way of doing things. You can remove the wheels on the frame of your bed, and that will lower it 2 to 3 inches, which may be enough to make it easier to get in and out of bed. And then you can get little caps to put at the bottom of the area where you took the wheels out, or just put some material or some fabric so you don't scratch your flooring. So that's one option that you can try. It is a hassle to go through taking the, working with the frame, because that means you have to remove your mattress, remove the box springs, and then mess with the frame. So it really is ideal if you could have somebody help you to do all this, and it is a pain to go through all this, but in the long run, it'll be a lot easier for you and can help you with your independence and reduce difficulties getting in and out. So if you're going out to buy, a bed frame and a box springs and the bed and all that, There are different heights that the bed frames come in. One's a low profile and one's a standard. And the difference between the two heights is 2.5 inches. So if you get the low profile, you can lower that bed by 2.5 inches. Oftentimes, salespeople don't mention that low profile and the standard size, so don't forget to have a discussion with the salesperson about this. Then there's the adjustable base, and not all of the adjustable bases have adjustable legs. So talk to your salesperson to see if the legs can be adjusted, or some legs, like in this picture here, the half of the leg unscrews from the other half and makes it lower to the ground. So that's another kind of adjustable leg that you may see. Then there's the box springs. So again, you have low profile box springs and standard height. And the difference in height between the two is about 4 inches. So again, you can save 4 inches on height by getting a low profile box springs. And then if you want to replace your box springs, there's something that's called a bunkie board. And a bunkie board is simply an inch thick of plywood covered in some fabric so it protects your mattress. And you can Google bunkie board if you want to make your own, or there's different stores that sell bunkie boards, and that is just another option to help lower your bed even more significantly. So if you add it up between the frame and the box springs, you can reduce the height of your mattress by over 6.5 inches. And you could even lower it more if you replace the box springs with the bunkie board. So if you do the math and add all the components of the bed, it comes out to 21 inches high. And your standard seat height is 18 inches. Now, the seat typically doesn't give as much as a mattress, so most likely 21 inches is pretty close to what you need. But again, you want to test the bed height by doing the first two things that we mentioned at the beginning of the video, is back up to the bed and sit down and see where your thigh and your buttocks fall on the mattress. If you want to see more videos like this one, visit me at www.parkinsonspt.com or subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Thank you.